Thank you so much. Like, I'm seeing all these pictures and I'm like, what?
Okay, read it.
Dearest Nadia, thank you for your nice letter. I'll explain the
Process?
Procedure for you, so you won't need to worry about me. It may be a long letter, so perhaps you may want to read it in sections rather than all at once. I really wasn't having any problems, but since I am a doctor, I know that people with diabetes like me tend to
Deposit? Or I don't know.
deposit or build up cholesterol in the arteries. Cholesterol is a wax-like fat that we all have in our blood. We need some to make certain cell membranes and some other things for all of us. Some cholesterol deposits inside of arteries tubes that carry blood, which hold oxygen. People with diabetes deposit more of it and faster. Over time, this makes it so that arteries can't carry as much blood so fast. There is a picture.
He drew you a picture.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Blood cell. Slick.
What's it say? Let me see. Slick lining?
Slick lining.
Oh gosh, that's a good drawing.
And
yeah, look at that. Cholesterol.
Sometimes a narrow spot makes it so the flow gets rough, just like in a river. Where it gets narrow, the flow has to go faster. It turns out that fast flow creates suction. If you don't believe that, then take a picture of paper and blow over.
Take a piece of paper?
Take a piece of paper and blow over it. It will lift up. There's a picture. Cast an aside.
As a side. Is that what it says? Oh, it's a parentheses, yeah.
Cast an aside.
It just, sorry, it says as an aside. He's putting it in parentheses. This is like a thought, like a side note.
Oh. This is what makes a plane fly. I tip the front of my wing up and it makes the air go faster over the top and creates suction.
Do you remember that he flies planes?
No.
Let me see. He actually makes his planes and then flies them. That is cool. Drawing. Wow.
Thank you. I kind of need some water.
Oh.
What's it called?
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol actually doesn't.
Let me see.
Doesn't. Just stick to the inside of the artery. Artery. It gets under that slick
lining
at some point in time, the suction from my fast flow in the narrow spot lifts up piece of the slick lining. What does that say?
Whenever
Whenever the lining of a vessel gets damaged, it causes the blood to clump together and form a clot. That works great in solutions.
In what?
Solutions, maybe?
In situations.
In situations like if you poke an artery with a needle, or maybe a thorn, or perhaps a table saw, or ... You get the point. But if a clot forms in that narrow spot, it
It can plug
up the whole thing, and there, whatever part of the body the artery will supplying blood to can't get any blood, so it gets no oxygen and it dies.
Does that make sense? Do you want to read that sentence again?
No, I don't really get it.
Okay, hold on. I'll read it out loud so Nana or Grandma can hear it. So he's talking about clotting being a good thing, except for if a clot forms in the narrow spot, it can plug the whole thing, and then whatever part of the body the artery was supplying blood to can't get any blood to it, so it has no oxygen and it dies. So like if the limb couldn't get oxygen to it, it would eventually have to be...
You might have to surgically have it removed.
Right. Your hair is awesome.
Since it was worried about the fact that maybe
he was or I was or what? Since what?
Since I was worried about the fact that maybe after having had disabilities for over 50 years,
Diabetes
for over 50 years, I probably have some narrow spots in the seven urtins.
Where are you? In the what? Get your elbows on here. In the what? Friends? What? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
Friend who is a heart doctor to do a test. I did have to lie to him to tell him
that my heart or what? You gotta use that my heart.
Where's heart? Hurt when I exercised real hard. That way I could get my lame insurance to agree to pay for the test. That is, I didn't really do too much real hard exercise, since that is when my blood flows even faster and creates more suction. I was scared if I exercised hard enough, it might cause that slick lining to rip up and clot off the artery. That would be bad. So I lied, and he did the test. It wasn't bad lie.
It wasn't a bad lie.
A bad lie, since my intention wasn't to hurt any bad.
Anybody, maybe?
Any bad
Well, it got cut off. Anybody, that's what I'm guessing it said.
Anybody,
Wasn't gonna hurt anybody.
but just to check my heart. So I called
So I could.
so I could keep living, caring for patients, even though most of them
Do.
there's do there and a do there
Oh.
a good job caring for themselves. You may hear some older folks refer to this as a W hybe.
A white. Yeah, a white lie.
White lie. But in today's political climate, I would refer it to as being a self-advocate. But I
Digress.
digress. So he did the best, and
He did the test.
he did the test and found a spot that was narrow.
I'm sorry
Here's
you're
an-
not getting the humor of this.
Here's another picture.
Oh, another picture. Gosh, he's a good drawer. Oh, wow. That's an intricate picture.
2 goes right arm,
Oh, gosh.
goes to right arm. Narrow spot,
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Even has a kidney in there.
2 liver,
To the
Liver.
liver, so there goes to liver. Wow.
2
You are learning a lot about the heart. This is a good science lesson.
something, doing something, and some. In
Here, hold on.
Here's another picture. That's a cool picture. He was older to put
Able, maybe?
able to put a needle into the artery in my right wrist and push
Are you listening to this?
a
Isaac?
hollow wire called
A catheter.
catheter at the way up to my heart.
All the way up to my heart.
All the way up to my heart. And on the end, it had a balloon, a very small one. He pushed that into the narrow spot and then blew it in to stretch it out.
Are you understanding this?
Not really.
They put a little artery, they put a little wire or a little tube up through his wrist into his heart. It goes all the way up into his heart to find that little spot, and then they put this little balloon in there, like a little part of a straw to open it up to hold it open in his heart from his wrist. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Out.
So Nadia, in other words, they stuck something all the way they made a hole in his wrist and stuck something up it all the way into his heart. So probably this wrist into his heart, and that little thing there was blocking blood flow, and it just pushes, kind of like holds it out of the way, almost.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Then he put in something called a stent. It's
A stunt?
Stent.
kind of like a short piece of a cocktail straw to keep it open. Then I went and had breakfast. The next day, I went to work. I
Wow.
just had to be careful for 2 days and not.
I think it's 5 days, but
Yeah, I think it's 5 too.
you write your twos like that, but it's a 5. Sorry, keep going.
And not use my wrist and give that spot where the needle went in a chance to heal up. So no bowling.
No bowling. You're almost done with this. This is a big letter, huh?
Mm-hmm. Are playing. Yeah. I'm gonna gotta.
Oh, okay.
Or playing guitar for a few days. that was the hardest part. For you, it would be like no climbing for 5 days.
That would be terrible, huh?
So now I'm just fine, or I can.
Fine, and I can exercise.
And I can exercise real hard, except I'm out of shape, and a lot of pretty old people pass me when I'm running or skiing.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that. Love, Uncle Doug. Thank you.
That was awesome. Tell him what Daddy says about being in shape. What's our sign say in our basement?
Wait, stop.
Okay. Okay, what's it say?
I'm in shape. Round is shape, right?
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.